Hi, everyone. You are entering week 3. And in week 3, we are getting you to look a little bit more closely at paragraph structure and the writing process, and then hopefully finding a time where you can conference with Erin or me or one of us, or both of us. And so for this 4th week, we have a couple of videos for you to watch and a couple of sample student essays for you to review. And we start talking a little bit more about paragraphs. Paragraphs are the components that make up your essay, and there's not a hard and fast rule as to how many that you have to have. The common default is a 5-paragraph essay where you have an introduction, a conclusion, and 3 main body paragraphs. If you're comfortable doing that and you want to strive for that, that's fine. I don't prescribe a specific number of paragraphs that you have, but it should be able to illustrate your point with enough detail. So we're probably talking 2 to 3 pages for your overall essay. And remember that each of your body paragraphs helps to support your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is the main idea of your essay. And in this Project 1 comparison contrast essay, you are illustrating the primary differences and similarities between this year and last year, whether you're focusing in on your mental health, your social calendar, your work life, your academic life, your living situation, whatever you want to focus on, you'll have paragraphs that detail those differences. And remember that for the most part, you want to avoid skimpy little paragraphs that are about 3 to 4 sentences long. A well-constructed body paragraph will have a topic sentence that tells your reader what the paragraph's about. It will have a couple of examples to help illustrate your point, and then it will have usually a concluding sentence that reminds the reader of what that paragraph is about and then moves the reader to the next one. So there's somewhat of a formula to it, if that helps you to think of that. And when you do an outline, that can give you that structure to help you know when it's time to move to the next point. We also talk a little bit about the writing process. And in the writing process, it is iterative, meaning that we don't do it from A to B and then we're done. We often start here, we brainstorm, maybe we do some pre-writing, maybe we don't like that idea, and then we come back to brainstorming. Or we find a new topic and then we go from the new topic to a first draft. So oftentimes it's not a clean, linear process. There's some jumping around that happens. And usually that's why the first draft is not the best draft. We get our ideas down, we might go in a different direction than we had anticipated going, and our thesis, our focus can change as we write. I know that for me, I often don't know what I want to say or write about until I sit down and actually write. And then sometimes it goes in a direction that I had not anticipated, and that's fine. So if you find that your direction is changing, like you thought you wanted to write about living with roommates, and then as you write, you realize, no, I really want to focus on my physical well-being, how that has changed over the last year. That's your purview as the writer to do that. You're completely at your own discretion to make those changes. That's cool. So take a look at some of those resources, take a look at those sample essays that will help you have an idea of what students in past terms have done. And then hopefully you've been able to sign up for one of the Zoom conferences with Erin and I. We have set up some half-hour Zoom conferences where either both of us will be there or one or the other of us will be there. And in these, there's supposed to be about 3 to 4 people in each of these small groups. Sometimes there'll be only 1 or 2 people. And we're going to just chat briefly, see if you have any questions or concerns about the essay, what you're working on, any part of the class. It's just a nice way to touch base, actually talk to each other for a minute and break down some of those intimidations that can come from doing everything online. I know that I enjoy being able to chat briefly with all of you and actually hear your voices and see your faces and all that sort of thing. So there will be Zoom links that I will eventually post here in number 5 for the date and time for those specific meetings, and I'll put the people's names next to those dates and times. So when you go into the week 4 folder, you should just be able to click the link and go to the Zoom. So that's what's happening in week 4, which is preparing you for week 5 when your final project is due. And as always, if you want some feedback on a draft, contact Erin or myself, or get in touch with one of the Learning Commons writing tutors. There's a Zoom link that is available to take you to meeting with a writing tutor via Zoom, or you can also submit to the Online Writing Center and get feedback from a writing instructor there. So I hope that helps. And as always, if you have questions, just drop a text or an email and we'll get to you as soon as you can. Thanks. Bye bye.